Listen, I'm going to tell you a lot about a time when I got attacked in the high street. And this was a little while ago. This was like back in 2020 during like the first lockdown. So, you know, like pretty much everyone around the world was scared about the virus or the pandemic or just in general, bro. I'm telling you, during them times, everyone was going through it mentally, spiritually, and just emotionally, bro. Because I remember what the news were telling people: don't leave your house, or you can be faced with a fine, or you can get arrested or some shit. No one were leaving the house. I'm telling you, everyone was just in the house thinking it on holiday. You know what I mean? And I remember I was bored, bro. I was bored and I really wanted to like get outside and exercise and do something. Just do something, you know what I mean? So I remember what I did. I remember during these times, it was kind of scary going outside because the roads were empty, but I remember like going out like once or twice and the roads were like empty. I'm telling you, you felt like if you saw someone on the road during these times, you'll think they're up to something like fishy. Like they are not up to like something good. They're up to no good, bro, or they're even doing something they shouldn't be doing. So during these times, it was kind of like weird and this going out. So I remember I had to equip myself with my gear, bro. I had to equip myself. I put on a hat, had a hat on, had a nightcap. I put an Armani pouch on. I had the Apple Watch on, a grill. And the thing is, I dressed down so much because I knew going out on the road, literally, you don't know who you can bump into when the roads are empty, you know what I mean? So I remember I was on the bike now. Got outside, I went on the bike. And I was just riding about, I was just riding about for a good little while. Like I was just going around the neighbourhood, you know what I mean? Just going around, just exploring, to be honest. I was just exploring because outside this felt like a movie. I just felt like, I'm telling you, it felt like a movie because no one was on the roads, on the streets or anything. Like no cars, nothing. So it just felt nice going outside without no one just watching you or anything. So it just felt, yeah. So I remember I must have been like riding like I came from the opposite end of the high street from where the situation happened, so I've somehow managed to get to the bottom. Like I was at the bottom part of the high street now, and I'm just going up the bike path, riding. And I remember I was just riding and like further up ahead I see like two feds like walking up in the high street. They're just walking. And I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, oh yeah, let me just do a wheelie past them. Literally, I was just doing a wheelie and I went past them. You know what I mean? Did a wheelie, went past them. And they saw me, I didn't know they looked at me. And I don't know what they told. I don't know what happened, but literally, I don't know what happened for all of this to be happening. So imagine I'm just riding now, and the road that I'm on, I'm in the middle of the high street now, so literally all the shops and everything are closed. I'm telling you, bro, it felt like a zombie apocalypse. If you're outside during these times, it felt like a zombie apocalypse, bro. Like it felt like the world was ending, I'm telling you. And when I was on the road during these times, I was being so vigilant, bro, because there was no one on the road. So as I said, bro, if you saw someone, they're up to no good. So I remember I was just riding now, and I was kind of speeding as well because I'm just exercising, and literally the neighbourhood just felt like a racetrack to me, you know what I mean? So I was just riding. I literally went on the pavement now because there's a roadblock in the middle of the road, like next to the Primark in there. Went on the pavement and I was blowing. I got like halfway up the high street and I got like to the McDonald's. Went through the alleyway. And I went all the way around through the alleyway and I went back to the Travelodge on like the main road now. And I'm on the pavement. I went on the pavement on the bike. And I'm moving kind of slow, you know what I mean? I'm just taking my time, to be honest, because there's no rush for anything. I've got plenty of time to just do what I want, because no one's here to watch me, you know what I mean? So I'm just riding the bike now. I'm riding the bike in towards like the front of that, like front part of the high street. And I remember I was just moving the bike. I'm moving the bike, just looking around, checking my surroundings and that. And I remember I've got up to like the roads leading into the high street now, so I'm in the bus lane with the bike now. Coming up for the bike lane in front of me. And I just see two people standing there. And this guy's like, one of the guys gave me like a glance from like afar, you know what I mean? Like a quick like head turn, you know, like that, like a quick head turn. And I caught his eye, you know, like that. If you know when you catch someone's eye, and it was like a split second thing. Is that I'm telling you, it's like a twinkle, bro. You know what I mean? Like you can feel like the eye contact. I felt him looking at me, and I was like, what was that? Because it was so quick, I didn't know what it was. And this guy's just standing there. He's like, I see two of them. One of them's like facing like in towards like the high street, and one of them's like facing forward, looking towards the bus stop. So I didn't think nothing of it, so I'm just going. And I'm coming up for the bike lane now. I'm coming up for the bike lane on the bike. And this guy, when I've got closer to him now, he's like looked at me with his eyes. He hasn't moved his head or anything. He's looked at me with his eyes. And I've looked at him. And this guy has like some intimidating like stance. Like he's like this, like hands by his side. Like, and this guy is just staring at me, bro. He's staring at me. And I'm thinking, what's this guy doing? What's this guy doing? And I had music playing in my ear as well. So I'm looked at him. And when I was looking at him, I remember just seeing myself in this guy's reflection. I was like, this ain't good. And I remember we were just looking at each other. He's just looking at me, and I'm looking at him. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's gone to just go grab me. He's just gone to go like grab me. And I've reacted. I moved the bike now. I haven't said anything. This guy just started shaking. I'm telling you, this guy was just shaking. He's just shaking. And this guy just started running. I'm telling you, this guy was so fast. This guy just started running up the pavement. This guy is running. He's running past like 4 or 5 shops. He's dodging the stuff on the side of like the bike path. And this guy's got like halfway up the pavement. He's got like halfway up the pavement now. This guy is so fast, I'm telling you. He's like ran back into the bike lane. And he's like made a hook with his arm straight away. And I'm thinking, straight away in my head, I'm like, what's this guy doing? Because I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what's this guy doing? And straight away my mindset has changed. It changed straight away. And I remember in that situation, I didn't know what, like, to hit the pavement or the bus lane, because if I knew if I hit the pavement, this guy was just gonna run and just try grab me or make me hit something or something like this. And I can't even go forward because he's blocking the bike lane now. So I remember I moved the bike in the bus lane. I moved the bike now. I moved the bike. And that's a big move. I moved the bike. And I'm thinking, I'm telling you, I was going kind of slow as well. And then I was thinking, yeah, I need to get out of here now, like something ain't right. So imagine this is when I'm speeding up the bike in the bus lane now, and I've moved the bike like all the way towards the curb because I wanted to get as far away as possible from this guy. Literally, I'm moving the bike now, I'm proper like blown in the bus lane. And this guy's just watching me, and I've got like halfway down like the curb now, and I'm thinking, yeah, I could probably get out of it. Literally, I'm blown. I just see this guy running. He starts running into the road now. I'm thinking, no. And he's just running, he's chasing me down, and I'm thinking that he's going to try to push me off the bike because the way how he's running towards me. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it. Because the curb's like a bit high, you know what I mean? The curb's like a bit high and it goes kind of far down, so you got to like travel all the way down the curb to like get away because you can't even hop the curb, it's too high, you know what I mean? So I remember this guy, he's running so close to me, like he's proper like pushing me in towards the curb, like he's, you know what I mean, like he's forcing me like this way in towards the curb. And I was thinking straight away, like, no, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it, because the way that, the speed that I was moving at, I'm telling you, there was no stopping, bro. And I remember I just got to the end of the curb and I made it through the thinnest gap, bro. I made it through the thinnest gap. And I always remember that moment. I made it through the tiniest gap. This guy, you're still running. I'm like in the middle part of the high street now, and I'm on the bike just moving quickly. This guy's running beside me, he's still running beside me. And I'm like, what's this guy doing? And he's hooked onto my arm and he's running with the bike now. And I'm getting angry, bro, because I'm thinking, what's this guy doing? He's not even saying nothing, he's just running. And he's running with my bike now, and I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? And he's ran for the bike for like a good, like 5 seconds, like 5-10 seconds. We're coming up for the crossing, like further up in the high street. There's like a crossing like further up. And there was like, at the time, I remember seeing there was like 3 or more people. I'm telling you, there's like 3. There's either 3 or like, or more people in that crossing at the time, I'm telling you. There was actually a bit of people. And I'm like, no. I'm thinking, this guy's gonna run me into them. Like, this guy's fully running, like full sprint into the crossing while there's people, like civilians, walking across it and that. And I'm thinking, yeah, this guy, bro, this guy don't care, I'm telling you, this guy don't care. So I remember I moved my arm, I didn't even hesitate, I moved my arm quickly. And I remember the bike was wobbling. And the brakes bare like squishy and that, it's bare squishy. So when I was pressing it down, like it was coming all the way back down to the handlebars. So there was like no resistance on the brake, you know what I mean? And there was no back brake either, so I can't even press that, it's gone. So I'm controlling the bike now, and there's only like, there's one pedal on this bike as well. And this is like an old racer bike. It's like an old school racer bike. Yeah. I was pressing it down, the bike's wobbling. And that was good. Pressing it down. And I've moved it away from the crossing now. And the bike slowed down a little bit, and it's like threw me off a little bit. It's threw me off. And then when it's threw me off, I'm like crouched, literally I'm crouched in like the middle of the open area where like everyone can see. Like I'm telling you, if you're there that day, you would have seen what was going on. And I remember, I've looked at him, I gave him like a glance. I had the hat on, so I gave him like a glance, and he's looked at me. And I've looked away like instantly because I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on. And I'm walking away now. I remember I was just walking away from him, and I was like crouched over a little bit, and I was walking away like looking at the floor. And this guy's walking like right behind me. He's walking like right behind me, you know what I mean? He's walking right behind me. And I remember I could only like see, I remember I could see this guy like shadow like through my legs. So when I was looking like through my legs, I could see like his shadow like right behind me. And I was thinking, who's behind me? Who is this? He's just walking right behind me. I'm walking into the open air. I'm walking. And I remember I turn around slowly, and this guy is jumping. He's like jumping. And this guy's like, ah! You know what I mean? He's jumping. And I leant all the way back. I remember I leant all the way back. And the guy's like coming all the way down to the floor with me. I remember my heart was beating so fast. I remember I was like, I'm telling you, this guy was coming down so, it felt so quick, bro. I remember I banged this guy in his jaw. I banged him so lightly, and I did it slowly as well. You know, I did it like that, but it was so slow. It felt like everything went slow motion. It felt slow motion that day, I'm telling you. And I remember at this point, I was like, I need to get on my feet. I need to get on my feet quick. So I remember I hopped up off the ground. I hopped off the ground from like leaning all the way back. And I remember I was just ready to fight, bro. I was just ready to fight, just like that. I wanted to go fight this guy with everything I got. And I remember he was looking at me. Bro, this guy must have been looking at me that day. And he was like, nah, there's no way I'm going to take him. Some bald white guy. He's like a skinny build. He's like kind of short. He has like a shirt on, shorts. Bro, this guy looked like one proper civilian. I'm telling you, this guy looked like one proper civilian. And he was just looking at me for like a couple seconds. I remember he was just looking at me for a couple seconds. And then I remember another one just jumped in like quickly. Another one just jumped in quickly. And it was unexpected. And I was kind of in shock. I was like, my face was in shock. I'm telling you, I was in shock. And I remember I looked at him, like the other guy. And this other guy, he's like Chinese. He's like bigger than this other guy. This guy has like a t-shirt on, a tracksuit bottoms, an Apple Watch. And I remember just looking at them, and they didn't give me no time to do anything. They didn't give me no time to do nothing. I remember they just started walking towards me. I'm thinking, oh my god, they're trying to fight me. So they're both walking towards me now, and I'm walking back. I remember I was walking back. And I was focused on this bald guy, because this guy was so aggressive. I remember this guy was so aggressive. He looked angry. I remember I was looking at this guy looked angry. And I'm thinking I was gonna hit this guy again. I was gonna hit him again. And this guy wanted to try like grab me. He wanted to like grab me. I was walking back so far now that I've walked all the way back towards the building. I was thinking, there's actually nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. I was thinking there's nowhere to run. I was looking around like there's nowhere to run. And then straight away in my head I was like, yeah, I need to get out of here now. So I remember I had like a hat on. So I looked to my left. I looked to my left to see if like the direction is clear to run. And this guy's done the exact same thing. When I looked that way, he's done the exact same thing. And when I've gone to like put my arm out like ready to run, he's done like the exact same thing. And then straight away in my head I was like, nah, there's no way this guy's gonna catch up with me. I started running. Literally, I'm running. And I'm running like close towards the building. And this guy is running like trying to like run beside me. And this guy has like some long strides. I was watching him while I was running. This guy has like some long strides. He has long strides. And I was just blown. I was getting out of there. There's no way I was staying around. I remember I started running. And people are watching this. I was just blown. I was running. I've got like, I'm coming up for the corner that I'm trying to run for. I remember I ran around this corner so fast. I bust the corner. And I remember hitting the corner and I was blown. And then I just ran into the longest bus stop. I remember I ran into the longest bus stop. And I stopped. And then all I did is look all the way down, and I was like, nah, there's no way I'm going to run that. There's actually nowhere to run. I remember that time that I was like, nah, there's nowhere to run. There's actually no escape, you know what I mean? And this guy's still doing his long strides. He's still chasing me down. And I'm thinking, I got to fight this guy. There's actually nowhere to go. So I remember I turned around and I had my hands up. I put my hands up and they're both on me. No, and then the guy that's chasing me, he's on me. And then I had my hands up, like, and he's just walking towards me, like, slowly with his hands out. And then now they're both on me, literally, now they're both on me, and I'm thinking, fuck, like, I gotta get out of here. So I remember I started running, like, again, I ran onto the road next to the bus stop. And this guy's running everywhere I'm going. Like, he ran the same right in front of me again. And this one I realised, this guy has so much energy. And then I started running even more. I ran all the way from the bus, the road next to the bus lane. I ran all the way up towards the back up towards the high street again. And this guy is still chasing me down. He's chasing me down. And I'm thinking, there's actually nowhere to run. And I remember I had my hands up again. He kept running everywhere while I was running. I had to keep putting my hands up. And my hands were shaking a bit. Because I was kind of scared, bro. I can't lie. I was kind of scared. And he's just running everywhere I'm going. So I had to keep putting my hands up every time where I was running. Because I'm kind of quick with my hands. I'm kind of quick with my hands. And I remember my hat dropped a bit because I was moving about so much. I was moving around so much. And this guy, he's just running everywhere I'm going. He's running everywhere where I'm going. And then at a certain point, because we're fighting for so long, I'm telling you, we're fighting for so long, I thought he stopped fighting now. All I do is see this guy, he looks underneath my hat. He's like, looked all the way underneath my hat. And I've looked at him. And he's looked away instantly. And I'm thinking, what's this guy doing? And then I started running, I started running again. And now we somehow ended up in the front of the building in the middle of the high street now. And I remember this guy, he was like walking towards me, and he started crouching, and he started crouch walking towards me. This guy's like, he's like crouch walking towards me. This guy he's like a spider, I'm telling you, this guy looks like a spider. He's skinny, he's like crouch walking, and he's like crouch walking towards me. And I remember, my hat was so low, I can only like see like this guy's like legs. I remember I can only see his legs, and he was putting his hands underneath my hat. Like at this point I could only see his hands because he's placing it underneath my hat. And then, so I'm just watching this guy's hands. I can't see him or anything. I can literally only see his hands. And he's just crouch walking towards me slowly. And I'm thinking, yeah, I gotta fight this guy. And he's just walking towards me slowly, and I'm walking towards him as well. I'm thinking, yeah, and we're both going to just grab each other. We're both fighting now. And this guy's trying to fight me to get to the floor, and he must have realised I ain't getting to the floor. So this guy started pushing me from my waist. He's pushing me. And I weren't moving because my feet are solid. And I remember the Chinese guy started running up behind me. He's pushing me from my back now, so they're both pushing me. And then I knew what I had to do in this situation. I spread my legs out. And they're both trying to move me now. And I remember this white guy, he went to like go grab my ankle. I could see him like grabbing my ankle. And I put the guy in a headlock now. I put him in a headlock. He was just sitting there. This guy weren't moving, he was just sitting there with his arms just like dangling on the floor. I remember the Chinese guy is still trying to push me, I weren't moving. And all I do is to see this guy start running. And I tried to look back, I'm looking back to see where this guy's going. And like, I'm looking back, but I can't see too much because my hat dropped a bit. All I do is just feel some knee in the back of my thigh. Bam! I started screaming. Ah! All I do is hear some women. He's only a kid. And then I let the guy go out the headlock. And they're both just still looking at me, not saying nothing. And I'm like, they're still trying to fight. And then they're walking towards me again, so I'm walking back. And I'm thinking, what can I say? There was nothing to say. There was actually nothing to say. I walked back so far that I walked back into a doorway now. I've walked back into a doorway. And this guy is so aggressive. When I tell you, this guy is so aggressive. I remember I had my hands up in the doorway. And this guy started running. He started running towards me. And he's barged me back into the doorway. And this guy's pushed me back in the doorway. Pushed me back. And I'm trying to fight this guy to try to get out of the corner. I remember I was about to get out of the corner. Literally, I'm about to get out of the corner now. I just see this Chinese guy starts running. I looked up a little bit. All I do is see this guy slam my head back into the doorway. And I've rebounded up my head off the door. The door in it. Off the corner of the door. And now they both pushed me back in the doorway. And this guy's looking under my hat again. And I've looked at him and he's looking away. And they both just pushing me back and like what's going on? This guy, he's... Now at this point, I stopped like fighting so much now. Now these got this throw me. Now this guy just threw me. Literally, I'm on the floor now. These guys threw me. And I remember, I was trying to get back up. I was like, I need to get out of here. I remember this guy jumped on top of me, sitting on top of me. And the guy's holding my legs down. So they're both holding me down now. And I'm pushing off the floor, push. And I'm trying to get off the floor. I'm like, no, I need to get out of here. And the guy's kneed me back down to the floor. And he's done it lightly. and I've gone to go try push back off the floor again, push, and this guy, he's knocked me back down again, and this guy, he's done it like harder this time, and this time he's knocked like the hat off my head, the AirPods came in my ear,